trumpet, he will...
It's the Skinny on Sports Podcast with Aaron Cowk.
I throw balls far. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Cowk with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
It's a good Paul Jones Drug Tuesday out there, Western Oklahoma. Welcome to the Skinny on Sports, right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Glad to have you along for the next hour. Man, we got all kinds of stuff we can talk about. We can still talk Thunder, what to look for in the summertime, what to look for in the offseason, how to bolster this roster, what are the what moves could be made, will be made, what do we think might happen. We can obviously talk about that. You know what starts tonight, Jared? This is my yearly plea for people to watch. Something that I know nobody watches throughout the year.
Stanley Cup?
Stanley Cup Finals is tonight.
I need to look up that schedule. You know why I need to look up that schedule?
Because you're going to be in Vegas.
It might be wild when I'm in Vegas.
When are you going to be in Vegas?
I'm going to be in Vegas. Let me check the dates.
I got this.
I'm going to be in Vegas. We'll fly in on the 18th. Yes. 18th, 19th, and we'll fly out on the 20th. No, take that back. We'll fly in on the 19th and come home. It's a quick trip. Come home on the 20th.
It's going to be over.
So I got to see. You think Carolina's like the...
No. There's just no way it lasts that long.
Okay. Because
Saturday, this coming Saturday the 6th is Game 3 out in Vegas.
Okay.
So...
frantically typing here. Let's see.
Sunday the 14th would be, what would that be? Game 6. You're going to miss it by, when are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'm going to miss by a couple days.
Yep, couple days.
If there is a Game 7, it would be in Carolina.
Carolina, right.
Game 6 would be on the 14th Sunday. Yeah. Woo, dodged one there. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I was kind of wanting to be in Vegas for a giant party
oh my gosh.
If they had won the Stanley Cup. That'd be crazy.
It might still be going.
And I told Allie, too, I said, because not knowing the dates, I was like, I'm glad we got the hotel and the airfare done with.
Oh, yeah.
Because before this was decided, because that would have I'd probably have to get another job.
Have I talked about this weekend's hotel? Did I talk about this yesterday?
No, you didn't. I didn't know you stayed. You stayed the night in the hotel? You did not.
Didn't know.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Oh, of course.
This weekend.
Oh, no, you would not have.
Here's what I mean. It was. So we were in Moore, is where they played, where Wyatt and them played. I failed to think about something because I was looking on Saturday morning. I mean, Norman, Purcell. I'm talking about anywhere.
Yeah.
Around the city area.
Yeah.
And everybody originally blamed it on Game 7 or the Women's College World Series. There was a way, way, way bigger event than that. Than either one of those causing this. I'm talking you could
road to the show.
Correct. Because they're everywhere.
Yep.
Within a hour radius of downtown Oklahoma City, every base or every softball field that is in existence they play on. I'm talking Purcell.
That's a wild weekend to choose to do that.
Purcell, you couldn't get a room for less than like $300, $250.
I believe it.
It was insane because I looked at it early in the week. I'm like, whoa, yeah, let's see if the Thunder win. Thinking that way. And we were sitting there, and it was just like, oh my gosh, $450. I'm like, we're not spending $450 an hour.
My wife's done before. In fact, we're doing it before our vacation later in July because she couldn't find a hotel.
Tried this.
Airbnb, VRBO. She found a home, a little house. We just need one night. She goes, I found one that's cheaper than a hotel. Looks nice. So, okay, let's do it.
Those were insane as well.
Yeah. You know what I thought about doing that is in Norman on like a Friday before a game day.
Probably better Saturday after.
But doing it where it's an option it's an option, and because I thought this is awesome. I could get a one-room VRBO that's walkable to this campus, and you're paying maybe the same as you would for a hotel that is further away. Of course, you have to furnish your own food and all that stuff. I don't know. No, I forgot. Yeah, that weekend, that had to have been one of the busiest ever weekends in
Oklahoma City
of Oklahoma.
history.
Because, yes, we've had the finals, but not at the same time as that giant tournament you spoke of. Of course, baseball tournament, college World Series, Women's College World Series.
Yeah. Oh, there was
wild times.
And there's always hoops, like at the Trae Young. There was lots of hoops
of course.
there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I was just like, oh my gosh, there is zero chance. So we drove back.
And you see they broke ground on the multi-event stadium. Russ was in town.
Russell Westbrook, an investor.
I knew he was investing in that. He seems very committed to that. Very committed in getting, I guess the goal is MLS soccer in Oklahoma City. Guess that's probably the goal.
You know who'd be the first person to get season tickets to that?
Our man Scotty here?
Scotty.
Yeah.
At least that we know.
Well, I've been to when the Oklahoma Energy, whatever they're called. I went to a couple of those games. They were fun. They're fun to attend. It's just hard to sit at home. And people say that about baseball too. Major League Baseball is fun to go to. But it's hard for some people. You have to be a baseball fan to sit at home and watch a game.
To that point, one of the coolest atmospheres I've ever been a part of or been in was at Taft. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember. It was like Santa Fe South against when we were doing those for the
when
NFHS.
We were helping out with the state coverage.
Yes. It was a cool atmosphere.
Yes. That one Saturday, I was there all day.
See, I was there Friday night.
You were there Friday. I went that Saturday.
What was I? I think it was when, I know it was. It was the rain day that we've talked about.
Yeah, and
looking for a field for Elk City and Tuttle to play in the semifinals.
You had a marathon of a day. Yeah,
that's right. It was that day because I went from Noble, and then Gabe was there. He had to get home, and I got there at like halfway through the first half.
Yeah.
And when I got out of the vehicle, I'm like, what is going on in there? It was wild.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, watch. Those are fun.
It was Southeast. It was Santa Fe South against Southeast.
I had the opportunity of that night, I knew somebody who's playing for Piedmont, I think. And Piedmont girls, and they were playing, I can't remember, another 5A school. And it's somebody I knew who's connected to my family, Jason and Jamie. And they're, hey, we're over here. And I could break away. That broadcast gig was so easy. And the guy who was broadcasting, hey, go take a lap. You're good, man. So I went over there and got in the crowd. They had those vuvuzela or whatever. And they had scarves, and they made it a true soccer atmosphere.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was wild. And again, it's fun to go to soccer games. It's just, it's hard for me to sit and watch.
Watch the actual game.
Watch the actual game. Like, what? Okay. Hey, look, a flop.
Yeah.
Can I complain? Is that how we're doing it? Am I doing it right?
Yeah, it's funny. Have you noticed what has changed now since Oklahoma City got beat?
No.
Oh, SGA great. The flopping narrative has gone away because
the hypocrisy
they lost.
is enormous. Just kiss my, you know what? I'm done with that.
So we got Stanley Cup Finals.
I've kept receipts.
We got blockbuster NFL trades that happened right after we got off the air yesterday.
Why'd that happen in one day?
Because June 1st, there's something about June 1st.
Okay.
Contract-wise or the...
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I had a feeling it's something to do with that.
Or if it's the year, because like the NBA year starts July the 1st.
Right.
And so I don't know if it was contract things that got guarantees were going to kick in or whatever. But June the 1st was the day.
We can announce it June 1st. It's not official till July 1. I don't know. But
because the A.J. Brown thing, I'd been reading that was happening.
Right, there's rumblings there.
It was going to take the headlines, and then it didn't. So we'll tell you about that. And then the spring sports yesterday, man, what a weekend for OU baseball, and the way that all went down with the rain and everything. There's a lot of talk. It seems like people are paying attention to college baseball all of a sudden in a way that they haven't. And I'm not just talking about here. I'm talking about, like, there's a lot of discourse about it excuse me, on the just online, and more people are paying attention to it. And I understand. I don't know what the change would be, but a lot of people, and it may just be sour grapes from the teams that are getting knocked out, the high seeds. But one of the coaches, Auburn's coach, which they ended up winning last night, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they did. And the format of what the regionals are, and the stress it puts on the pitching, and all that kind of stuff, and if there's a better way to do this, maybe stretch it out another week, and play super regional series as opposed to the 7-game regional format, and scrunches it down. There's a bunch of talk about that and how that would look, and if it's necessary or whatever. But man, it was. And like I said, maybe it's just the people wanted to talk about it because national seeds went out. And just like in the OU game, another thing is how in the world, I mean, it benefited the Sooners, it benefited St. John's, but how can Oklahoma be the home team in that game? That makes no sense. I mean, it's a coin flip, I guess. But
was it a coin flip?
I don't know how they can be the home team.
Or is it because they?
Well, they were home team both games.
They were. You're right.
Which is just nuts to me.
It was because they forced the game 7. They're rewarded to be the home. I don't know.
Well, it wasn't for everybody. Well,
yeah.
I can't. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not sure how the. No, because USC beat A&M the night before to force that game, and then A&M was the home. I'm guessing it's just a flat out coin flip. But that doesn't make any sense to me. The golf, OSU moving on. Preston Stout was stout as he's been all spring long. He's the individual champ, 10th in OSU golf history to win the individual title at the national tournament, and they move on today. And them in Florida, that could easily have been the championship match in golf. The Sooners struggled yesterday and weren't able to get it done. Did you see the playoff?
Honestly, no.
Oh, my gosh.
I was so tuned into this baseball game until I wasn't, and then I was again. But no, I did not.
Oh, it was 8-3. That's right, Auburn.
Yeah, they're on.
It was 4. So today it's the top 8. Yesterday it was the top 15 teams for the first 3 rounds, and then that cut down to 8 for the match play bracket. And at the end of all of it, there were 4 teams for 2 spots. So 4 teams were tied for 7th. So you had 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
Okay.
And I did not realize how they did this for these playoffs. It was awesome theater. It was hard to follow. Hard to follow just because they didn't have enough people to be out there telling you.
Yeah.
But it was incredible. I'll tell you how that went down. And then we have a rematch in the Women's College World Series as both Texas and Texas Tech sweep yesterday in the semifinals. Texas beat Tennessee twice. Tech knocked off Alabama twice. So we get a rematch of that championship series starting tomorrow at Devon Park. Yeah. I don't know, man. I got to tell you, now that I figured out that White Chocolate's daughter is on Tech.
Yeah.
And then they've been following him around all week. You saw it where he's looking for a balcony for a hotel.
Which I found out where he went. You could tell where he went.
Yeah.
He just went basically down the road.
He was at Nick's yesterday.
I would not give up a room at the Omni, especially for that weekend, to go to a lesser hotel. Maybe I'm just partial to the Omni. Go to the pool and read. You know what he wanted to do. We all know.
That baby was a grand a night Saturday.
At Omni?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
That baby was a grand.
We've got it on a cheap night, and it was not a cheap night. It's a glorious hotel, but it just blows my mind. It's like, I don't like it here because give me a break, man.
Yeah, he rolled the Knicks because he's been taking there's literally a guy following him around.
Right. Yeah.
For Barstool.
Yeah.
And they went to Nick's Burgers.
Well, good.
Yesterday.
Well, that's good.
It was pretty cool.
Oklahoma City, for good or bad, losses or wins, has really been on the showcase the last week or so. In a good way. I would say in a good way. I've seen nothing but positive. Some people have never been. That's the thing about having an NBA team and getting this far in the playoffs, hosting the World Series, and getting some schools that have never been there. And guys like him are like, whoa, didn't realize this about Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Because he went to a steakhouse, too, that he gave rave reviews about. It probably helped that they comped his meal.
Yeah, that's what.
I forget the name of the steakhouse. Usually I'm pretty good at this. I like the steakhouses in Oklahoma City. Mati or something like that?
Yeah, I saw that too, and I didn't know that.
I never
one.
heard it.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
And maybe that's why. Maybe because I can't afford it.
Yeah, I did not know. I did not know what that one was.
I'm looking up. I'm looking. Mott. M-A-H-T. Mott Steakhouse.
Anybody been there? Texas 225-9698.
Is it worth it? I'm clicking around now. I'm going to find out where it's at.
All right, so that's what we go on show for the on tap for the show today. If you got something else, feel free to chime in 225-9698. Don't forget Friday, 9:30. Oklahoma State head football coach Eric Morris is going to be on with us. Talk about his experience so far, looking ahead to the Cowboys season, which ought to be it's going to be better than it has been, no doubt about that. So that's going to be fun on Friday. 225-9698 is the phone or the text line. 225-9698. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We can talk about any of that we laid out. Anything else on your mind, feel free to chime right in at 225-9698. If you're going to be outside of the listening area one of these days and you want to stay in touch with the show, it's easy to do. Log on to kadsam.com or download the Paragon app. The app's got it all. It's got radio, Penny News, brand new edition of the Penny News will hit the website tonight at midnight. So you can check it out there, thepennynews.com. Of course, playitlive.net. We got tournaments going, baseball, softball, fiveplex, Ackley. You can log on there to watch. If you can't be in attendance to watch your kids, your grandkids, playitlive.net. And, of course, the Skinny on Sports podcast is available anywhere where podcasts are found. How are you this morning, Jared Atha?
I'm very good.
Did you get any rain this morning?
My phone alerted me. Does leaving my sprinkler on all night on accident count?
It'll count one way in the water bill.
Oh, well, water, we're fine.
Oh, even better. No, doesn't even, just a little electricity to run it.
That's about it. But thank goodness for my dog at 3:30 barking at me to let him out. So I did, and I looked over like, oh, I left it on.
I was asleep this morning because of getting home so late Monday morning, basically. I was tired. I mowed the lawn last night. It was hot.
Yeah, it was.
Jumped in the pool.
There you go.
It actually wasn't as cool. The pool, maybe it's because I was hot after I got done mowing, but the pool wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be. Like, I'm thinking, man, this isn't that bad. It's not bad at all. Mm-hmm. To kind of refresh myself after that. And then I was pretty sleepy. And so Kara woke me up this morning. Want to go walk? I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to keep on sleeping. Then about 30 minutes later, she called me. Hey, come get me. I'm like, what? She goes, it's raining. So I got in the car, drove, and picked her up. She was out walking.
This was last night. Oh, this morning.
It was this morning.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was this morning.
No, I got the alert, and we didn't get anything. But I looked, and you saw the one little green speck. And it might have been right there where Kara was at.
It was. It was raining a little bit, so I picked her up and took her home. And I was thankful I wasn't the one out in the rain. All right, so I'll be honest. I quit watching the baseball yesterday when it got to be 7-3. Just thinking, man, what a good run! You know, it jumped out. OU jumped out 3-0 yesterday, and then it was like, man, these bats are going to just keep on rolling. And then Georgia Tech shut the Sooners' offense down for the next 4 or 5 innings, and Georgia Tech's offense kicked it into gear. Which, I mean, when you looked at going in, that was an obvious concern with the way that they were leading the country in basically every offensive category that there was. You're like, all right, well, way to go. I mean, you forced the last game and a great comeback from down 8-2. It's probably asking a little much against number 2 to come back from 7-3 down in the 6th inning or what have you. And I checked the score right before I left here. It was 7-5, and I'm like, all right. And then I just kind of put it out of my mind. I started watching the golf on Golf Channel, and it went to a commercial. It was kind of in between before they were going to do the playoff. I thought, what else is on? And then Oklahoma, Georgia Tech. I thought, all right, let's see how that ended. And it was 7-7, and Trockey was at the plate. I literally saw 2 pitches, and the second one went to the moon. And Oklahoma, 2 days in a row on the road in Atlanta, comes back from 8-2 on Sunday and 7-3 yesterday to win 8-7 and make their way into the Super Regionals this week in Lawrence at Kansas. Just with everything that they faced, with the rain on Friday that forced them to then play 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and then yesterday to finish off, just incredible mental toughness, I think you'd have to say, by Oklahoma. Masterful job of managing the arms by Skip Johnson, which is not.
He had a lot available yesterday.
Yeah, he did, and which was crazy because before it started, I saw that tweet. I can't remember who it was to give credit to, but it was like, shockingly enough, all these guys are available, which
I think it was Ratto.
Yeah, it may have been Eddie. With the way that they played on Sunday, I guess it shouldn't have been quite as surprising because they really dominated the Citadel right off the bat. I mean, that was 12 or 13-0 at one point, and so you could sort of start managing from there. But then falling behind 8-2, there wasn't much. It wasn't panic. And with that one inning, they scored 9 runs in the 4th inning on Sunday. That helps. Yeah. For it to
start with that grand slam.
For it to happen so fast to where you're not kind of throwing guys in there and hoping to come back. They did it quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday, just kind of by committee, and there's lots of guys that pitched really well. Cleveland was one of them that came in and pitched really well to kind of hold, to give the offense a chance, only down 7-3, and Sooners just kind of manufactured runs around, and next thing you know, Trockey hits it 450 feet, and Oklahoma with the stunner, being able to be on the road against Georgia Tech, a team that a lot of people thought might have been the best one in the country, a true not only Omaha-type team, but a national championship-type team. Man, a lot of credit goes to Skip Johnson and those guys.
Dude, Skip Johnson deserves a ton of credit for not only this season so far, but for what he's done since he's arrived. 18, his first season, and guiding them into the SEC era. And a lot of people thought, you think football's going to have it rough in the SEC. Baseball is murderer's row every weekend in, every weekend out, with who you have to play, whether it be in Norman or going to these giant SEC stadiums like Arkansas and Florida. I mean, the list goes on. And he has guided them masterfully through this process and consistently winning. Now 2 super regionals appearances. The last one, they got all the way to the final. They were national runner-up that season in 22. He deserves a ton of credit for building this team and consistent winning, I think, is pretty much the standard at OU. Just consistently win and give yourself a shot, which is what they've been doing under his guidance. And here they are with a very winnable super regional in Lawrence.
It's funny you say that, because when you just hear, they get to go to Kansas, how lucky can you be?
I thought how lucky that could be before yesterday's game because of just geographics. That's an easy plane ride to Lawrence, Kansas. But Kansas is good. Don't. I'm not just trying to sell them short, but they got fortunate to go up against the 2 seed and take them down. Now you get the 15th overall seed. You'd rather get them than, say, I don't know, Alabama or Texas or North Carolina, Auburn. All those single-digit seeds. So again, I think very winnable, and anything's possible under Skip Johnson. I think anything's possible.
Yeah, KU went like 29-3 in a stretch through the Big 12, and the Big 12 probably looking back underseeded a few of these teams that were able. The ACC, we always talk about this in football. as far as conferences and getting off to bad starts. As far as the non-conference games, there's those first couple of weeks where the narrative is kind of written on certain conferences or certain teams in football. You don't think about it as much in baseball, but the ACC just crushing week for them. Out of 9 teams that made it, only one's in a super regional. That's and they were victim to a bunch of upsets as national seeds. But yeah, it'll be. I don't think many people thought OU had much of a chance to get out of that Atlanta regional, just because of the power that Georgia Tech had at the plate. And so I totally agree as far as that's I guess that is the the fortunate thing. You had to play number 2 to start, so obviously the next week you're not going to have as tough a team, even though KU has been rolling as a 15 seed. And maybe a lot of people thought Arkansas had a pretty good chance to go up there and win that regional, and turns out they didn't, as KU just swept right through it. So we'll see if this was a case of KU being underseeded and really are one of the better teams in the country. And Oklahoma has to have all kinds of confidence after what they did down in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. We've got college golf. Yesterday, the final round of the stroke play. Oklahoma State handled their business as the defending champion. There was a couple of teams that were in the kind of the same spot they were that faltered a little bit. OSU wasn't one of them, as they easily make it into the match play bracket, well ahead of the cut in the 4-5 match against Florida. Preston Stout was awesome after a first round 1 over par. He finished up the last 3 rounds shooting 15 under to win at 14 under by a shot over William Jennings from Alabama. A clutch up and down on the last hole for Preston Stout on the par 5. Hit it up just short right of the green, chipped it to a couple of feet, knocked it in, and that ended up being the winning putt as far as the individual championship goes. And he has been, Jackson Coyven is the best player in college golf, just with his resume for a career, but Preston Stout is not far behind him. You start kind of looking at tournament wins and the way that he played in the spring, he was unbelievable, and continued that on to winning the individual championship. So OSU and Florida will play in the first round of the match play. The Sooners just never got it going, man. They got a few birdies on number 10, the first hole, but middle of the back 9, some bogeys and a couple of doubles from different guys. Just never quite got it going. Ryder ended up, I think, 1 under for the tournament. He brought it back on the front 9 yesterday, which was OU's back 9, to get it back a little bit. But they just you got to wonder how much they were on fire at the regionals, and then between regionals and nationals, what happened? Ryan Hibble takes the Georgia Tech job. You got to wonder how much that kind of squelched the momentum they might have created. But they were. The truth of it was, Ryder and Jay Summey were kind of carried them. Those other guys played great at regionals out at Corvallis, Oregon, but the Sooners were always just kind of a little bit off as far as being one of the teams that was a true contender, which they've been for a long time now under Hibble. So, that was maybe a little bit of a bummer there at the end to have that also kind of swirling around. But still, it was a good year, just not quite up to the standard that Oklahoma kind of has been over the last ever since Hibble got there, basically. And so we get Oklahoma State in the match play as they're about to tee off against Florida. Vanderbilt in Arizona is one match. Texas, UCLA, OSU, Florida, and then Stanford and Auburn is the other match. They'll play 2 today. If Oklahoma State wins this morning, they'll play this afternoon. And they would play Auburn or Stanford, I believe, is the 1-8. So we'll see how the Cowboys, if they can go back-to-back, defend their title. And then we get, speaking of defending, we get a rematch in the Women's College World Series with Texas and Texas Tech. Kudos to both of those teams yesterday, because it looked like we were going to get a rivalry, but it was going to be Tennessee versus Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Texas wins 2 yesterday afternoon, and then Texas Tech, which to me, Pickens is a flamethrower, obviously, for Tennessee. Tennessee has been good, but maybe not to the level of, say, Alabama through the years. And so I think, to me, what Tech did with the pitching that Alabama's got to be able to win those 2 games last night, maybe a tick more impressive than what Texas did, even though they both did the same thing. And now, the revenge factors on Tech's side, kind of the momentum that they've created. And, it felt like Texas had it pretty easy yesterday. You know what I mean? 'Cause especially that second game, Kavan was so locked in the circle. You just thought, oh, man, 1 run. This thing may be over. And it was like that last night, too, with Canada. Right. She had struggled a little bit at times, but, boy, she was good.
Well, let's be real. I think Texas 2s and 3s can beat Texas Tech. So.
Yeah, we're going to find out, right?
Any word if McGuire or Sark's going to be there? That'd be fun.
Oh, no.
What?
I'm getting reports from the team camp up here.
Oh, basketball team camp. Boys basketball team camp. Yep. And that's why town's so busy.
Yes.
Seeing buses, I thought, school's out. Where are these buses coming? Oh, yeah, it's team camp.
So
big day in the 8th household.
It's junior high.
First junior high game.
It's junior high.
I can't go. So.
Yeah, that starts tomorrow. So they get a day off, and then Women's College World Series gets back tomorrow with Texas and Texas Tech, rematch of last year where Texas claimed the national title.
And speaking of softball, you hear this news about Jordy, is it Fromm?
Yeah, she's pregnant.
She's pregnant. And
she announced
apparently she had pitched the World Series while pregnant.
Yeah.
And it says here, for the most of her senior season, listen, I know I've had 2 kids. How long can you go before that is not safe? I'd be so worried about a comebacker.
Yeah. I mean,
that is just amazing to me.
She is up there with one of the as far as the best players ever to play the game. I know that the home run she hit to start off the game they lost made her the only player ever to have multiple 20 home run, 20 win seasons in the circle.
And probably the only one pregnant doing that.
For multiple reasons.
Hey, no pressure, little baby, but people will say, you've actually played in a World Series.
Yeah, already.
And you're going to have to continue that. 3 months pregnant? Wow. That's what the rumor is from the text line. That's crazy.
Adds to the lore of her.
That is pretty impressive.
All right. We'll be back on this Paul Jones Drug Tuesday.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
The Skinny on Sports.
And we're back!
All right, welcome back. Skinny on Sports, 98.1 FM, 1240 AM, KADSD Sports Animal. It's a Paul Jones Drug Tuesday. Thank you to Rodney Skinner and the gang over at Paul Jones Drug. They do it all. Convenience, packaging. You know all about that. I want to focus on the gifts, cards, all kinds of stuff. We've passed Mother's Day, I know. Graduation. Doesn't matter. Got birthdays coming up. You'd like to give gifts and cards for the 4th of July, 250th anniversary of our nation. I'm sure Paul Jones Drug has something like that. My birthday's in July. Wink, wink. Father's Day's coming up. I bet you they have some cool stuff for Dad coming up here in a couple of weekends. So go check him out. Paul Jones Drug, Main Street right here in Elk City. Aaron, I found the website for the steakhouse that Jason Williams went to. It's Maht, M-A-H-T. And the prices aren't as crazy as you think. It's going to be your typical steak prices, but one that stood out to me, it's not a bad price, is the American Wagyu flat iron steak. It's an 8-ounce steak. That sounds good. They have American Wagyu Denver steak. Of course, your prime fillets of different sizes, prime strip, American Wagyu ribeye, and the most expensive one, what do you think it is?
Bone-in ribeye or tomahawk.
Tomahawk?
Yeah.
Ribeye. $225.
Hello.
But the rest is actually what you would expect from a fine dining.
I bet it's a monster
steakhouse. Oh, it doesn't even have the
ounces
on it.
I bet it's a monster.
Looks great.
I bet it's a monster. All right. Yeah, we were talking off the air there for a second. I've got a preseason. I know we're a long ways away from this, but I've got a preseason favorite in either B1 or B2, wherever they're at in boys basketball.
Yeah. I didn't know about this.
I'm gonna go with the Visai. I'm gonna go with the Visai Indians. Let's say Visai is the preseason favorite in class, whatever class they're in. They were B2 last year, and kind of a disappointment at the end there. You know, they lost that crazy game to Leedy in regionals. What is it, a couple overtimes maybe? Or anyway, I'm gonna probably be rolling with the Indians with the with what their roster is going to look like. Good luck against that guy.
Yeah, they got some Ray guy, and sound like that might have been the one missing piece. I don't know. I'm not trying to say what they had was not good enough.
Yeah, Mac Johnson was awesome, but I think he graduated.
Yeah.
Harrell is still there, big kid, down low, and they got a bigger one. He's not really down low guy, though. He can do it all. It'll be interesting to watch, see the transition there for Caden Gaines as a Visai Indian.
I think Jeff Terrell is their coach, if that hasn't changed.
That'll be a luxury. I'm telling you, that guy was good in 4A. Yeah. 6'8", can shoot, move.
Yeah.
He's a good player. There's no doubt about that. Man, what'd you think about that trade? Or the trades?
Which one?
The trades yesterday.
Well, yeah, like I said, like what is going on? Why is this happening? But I think it was a calendar thing. Rams clearly all in. All in this season.
You know, the Rams are so they're so interesting because they do it totally different than what anybody and everybody else kind of thinks of as far as building a team in the NFL. They couldn't care less about making draft picks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they don't care. And I think a lot of that has been the timeline of guys since they made the Stafford trade, and that's when a bunch of those picks went out to start with, when they got Stafford for Goff and some firsts that shipped out. And then from there, they've had guys, Stafford definitely at the top of this list now, being kind of at the end of their career, win now, picks be damned. Especially high round picks. And then this year they finally had one and they took Ty Simpson. But man, making that trade yesterday, Jared Verse has been really good for them in the first couple of years, couple of Pro Bowls. And so basically they just switched out a better player, Myles Garrett from Cleveland for Verse, and then shipped a first, a second, and a third. A first this year, a second next year, and a third the year after. Yeah, this is but that's what they've done. They've constantly pushed their chips all in, and credit to them, they haven't really had that step back season or two that, we see the cycle around in the NFL when teams go for it, quote unquote. Then they go for it for a year or maybe two, and then they have to, turn around and reload, and it takes a little bit. The Rams haven't really had the step back years. Maybe they haven't been Super Bowl good, but they've been win a playoff game, divisional round good about every year, including obviously winning the Super Bowl with Matt Stafford a couple of years ago. And this puts them, they're definitely going to be in the running once again for a spot in the Super Bowl in that crazy tough division with the defending champion Seattle Seahawks. And the Niners are kind of the same way, except the Niners actually use their picks. The 49ers are a team that have always been pretty darn good too,
right?
To varying levels, but probably at the end of the day, not totally surprising that it's the Rams that made that move just because of where they're at. You know what else could be a reason why they did this for this year specifically?
Tanking again? I mean,
you know where the Super Bowl is?
Is it in L.A.?
Yes.
Yep.
So maybe that even pushed the timeline up a little bit more that SoFi's hosting the Super Bowl. But yeah, I mean, as good as Verse was or has been for the Rams, if you have a choice between him or Myles Garrett, you're obviously taking Myles Garrett.
Honestly,
every day and twice on Sunday.
I'm shocked that Garrett stayed in Cleveland as long as he could, or long as he has. I'm surprised he hasn't asked for a trade or whatever because of how good he was on a historically bad team.
You know, he
traditionally bad team.
He kind of did before this last contract, and then they paid him way above market value, and so that helps you stay.
That helps your decision.
And you also, if they're talking to him, them being Cleveland, if they're talking to Myles Garrett about, hey, we got this, hey, we got that, you wonder what the deals were or maybe who they were talking to, and if he's deciding what's the difference. You're just, it's bad team to bad team, and now this time, if he has input in it going, oh, well, yeah, if I'm going to leave here, I'll go to the Rams and try to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
but again, I'm surprised he, at some point in his career,
right, didn't say anywhere's better than here.
Get me out of here. I want to go to – honestly, I was thinking he's a Texas guy. I'm thinking Houston or Dallas find a way to get over, back because he's from, I think, the Dallas area, and then he went to A&M. But I was just surprised that he's been a Brown for as long, And kudos to him for overcoming the,
swinging of the helmet.
Swinging of the helmet. He's that I think, was a turning point for him personally in his career. Like, I got to cool it off and just be a player that I am. And he's proven to be one of the best, literally the best defensive player by being named the defensive player of the year. But good get for LA in the immediate. Now, I always go to as well, like, okay, what is this? But they don't care. They'll just trade and replace. It's
kind of what they've done.
Yeah.
They shipped out all those first for down the line in the Stafford Golf trade, and then it seems like now that they've got them back, they kind of got past that time where they didn't have any. And you know what else they've done in that time? They've drafted really well with the picks they've had. Getting Verse in the second round or third round, getting Puka Nacua down the way, and supplementing guys in through there to help with what they had. So, I mean, they've just this offseason, they've picked up probably the best pass rusher in the NFL. And then also, don't forget, they also got McDuffie, the corner from Kansas City.
Right.
Early.
Right.
So, I mean, they've built that defense up to supplement what they've got offensively because they were one of the most high-powered offenses that there has been. And so it all comes down, they were a team I got scared off by the Stafford back stuff in, training camp last year.
Right.
And then Stafford was healthy and he was fine and he was the MVP of the dadgum league. And that's golly, how long has he played?
Man,
was he not the quarterback at Georgia when Boone Pickens Stadium opened? Wasn't it him and AJ?
08, 09.
09?
Where they opened with Georgia, right?
They opened with Georgia. AJ Green and Matt Stafford, I think, were on the field back then. He's been in the league a long time and has been, he's one of those guys that is sneakily higher in the all-time stuff as far as stats than you're going to realize. Or he might not have been there. AJ Green might have been.
08 was his last year.
So he played OSU down there.
Yes.
But then wasn't in the AJ Green was. I know he was the receiver. But Stafford missed it by a year. So that makes him even older. Is all that does. So he was the first pick in the 09 draft.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes.
That is crazy.
In April 08.
Oh, so 07 was his last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. 09 draft.
09 draft. So just to put that into perspective, the very next year, the first pick in the 2010 draft was Sam Bradford.
Right.
And he was the MVP last year. That's pretty incredible by him.
That really is.
It's pretty incredible. And so, yeah, the Rams will be definitely toward the top of the list in the NFC when it comes time to start making predictions. Also, this trade seems to make sense to me as well for what we saw in the Super Bowl especially, and even, quite frankly, the run through the AFC playoffs with Philly shipping A.J. Brown. That clearly was done. He was reading books on the sidelines. That relationship was fractured. And he's sent to New England, which would seem like exactly what New England sort of needs. I mean, no offense to Stephon Diggs, but he can't be year one and win a Super Bowl.
Right.
And so A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown, we've seen a bunch of guys like this throughout the years in any sport. When you get the first couple of years of A.J. Brown, it's awesome. And then the longer he stays, the more of an issue it becomes. Mm-hmm. That's clearly what happened in Philly. He was there early. That offense was humming. I think he had a lot of to do with unlocking what Jalen Hurts became, and kind of Jalen Hurts' faults were negated by his ability to get down the field and just throw it up to him and go get it. In a lot of situations, and so this makes sense to me totally for the Patriots with a young quarterback in Drake May. That maybe the same thing happens here for New England, and A.J. Brown's able to sort of unlock what he's good at. And I was reading the Bill Barnwell article about this trade, and like under center play action, Drake May had the best QBR in the league last year, and that would certainly seem to fit what A.J. Brown is good at, to get down the field and throw it up to him on play action. So that looks to me like a pretty good idea for New England, even short and long term. They didn't give away the farm.
Right. Oh, that fits a need for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was the obvious in that Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. One, offensive line, and two, having playmakers around Drake May to help him out when the O-line couldn't block anybody.
Why was the relationship fractured in Philly? You didn't like the offense, didn't like his quarterback, didn't think he was being utilized enough?
All the above.
I don't know, man.
Here's the deal about Philly, though. But I mean, they've had a different offensive coordinator about every year that Jalen Hurts has been there.
That's the curse of being good, is when you consistently win, everybody wants to poach your coaches.
Yeah.
And so coaches always want to try to go on and be a head coach, and for the most part.
And so what he started with there, him being A.J. Brown at Philly, and what it ended up being were two totally separate things.
Right.
But once again, NFL, I mean, it's...
I just wonder, I have a character issue thing, right? So, is it another Antonio Brown, or is he going to go over there and then it's like, this isn't what I signed up for, what I thought it'd be, and get upset and spiral, or is he going to...
Probably not. He hasn't done it right off the bat.
No.
He's been pretty good for a year or two. And then, by the way, if you hoist the Lombardi this year or next, you say, thank you.
Right.
Just like what Philly did. Hey, thank you. Now move on down.
Yep.
Go do that for somebody else. And I think every player, every coach, every fan of the Patriots, if you get two good A.J. Brown seasons and third one spirals, but you win in the next couple of years, you take that and, okay, appreciate your time. We'll find somebody else.
Yep. Any more trades coming?
I don't know.
It's only June 2nd.
Now, you get geared up for like NBA off season right now for the Thunder, July 1st coming, and then bam, the NFL takes the spotlight away from the NBA Finals.
Those jerks.
We'll be back.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations, and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
The Skinny on Sports.
No.
High fly ball, center field. Burris back, warning track. Whoa! It's gone! He talked him off! He talked him off! Dave Talkie has sent the Sooners to Kansas! Oklahoma is super! Straight away center field, Dave Talkie talked him off! Oklahoma wins the Atlanta Regional! The boys from Norman have shocked college baseball! Dave Talkie over the batter's eye in center field.
Obviously, Toby Rowland, Learfield, OU baseball walk-off home run yesterday.
I hear a little Toby Keith music.
Yeah, Toby Keith in the background.
Cool.
Incredible.
Good call. Good call right there, Toby.
Second year in a row, the 1 and 2 seeds bow out in the regional round.
Wild. Schedule's out for Super Regional. They start Saturday at 6 p.m. our time.
I
think that's our time.
I figured that as far as that went, the teams that had to play yesterday to advance would probably be
Friday.
Saturday, Sunday,
Right.
Monday.
So Saturday, 6. Efforting if these are Eastern or Central.
Are you on ESPN?
It's on the NCAA Baseball's Facebook page. Sunday also at 6. Monday, if necessary, is to be determined the time.
Yeah, it probably depends on TV, how many games there are, who will be playing. Let's see if I can find that here, because normally, they don't even have it on here yet. So ESPN normally puts it our time when they have those game times. Crazy comeback. After it was over, lots of online. Just the feat that was accomplished, not only going down there and winning, but the way they won. Coming back from 8-2 yesterday, on Sunday, coming back from 7-3 yesterday against Georgia Tech, the number 2 team. You know who probably hates OU baseball more than anybody?
I could think of a lot of people, but who?
Georgia Tech.
Right, they beat them in 94.
in the finals in 94. With Nomar Garcia-Parra, Jason Varitek, Jay Payton. Bet they're sick. I bet they're sick of seeing OU.
I was thinking about that this morning. It was Georgia Tech who they got for the national title, and
I saw a tweet from Bucky Buckles last night or today, and that's what he said. I bet you Georgia Tech hates us. Bet you're right. I bet you're right. All right, this is going to be our plea. We do this yearly when it gets to this time. There's nothing going on tonight as far as sports. Obviously, there's a Major League Baseball. But do yourself a favor. Even if you don't understand the game, do yourself a favor and check out the Stanley Cup Finals.
Always fun, especially
if you get Game 7.
We don't have a dog in the fight.
No.
And it's not a sport we're used to, but it is.
It's great theater.
It is fun.
It's great theater. It's great competition. The intensity of those games, and if you happen to get overtime, if you happen to get overtime in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, there's nothing better.
Holy moly!
But it's great fun. I get it. It's hard to, if you've never watched it, it's kind of hard to see the puck because it goes so fast. But it also does go so fast. There's just constant action.
Yep.
In those hockey games. So do yourself a favor and check out the Golden Knights of Vegas against the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, Game 1. Stanley Cup Finals. Also, a big thank you to our friends at G&E Elite Exteriors. Whether it's your home, business, or middle-of-the-night roofing emergency, G&E Elite Exteriors has you covered. Need a free inspection, a full roof replacement, help with an insurance claim. They're fully licensed, insured, and ready to go 24/7. Call Adrian Jackson at G&E Elite Exteriors today, 405-549-5854. Visit them online, geeliteexteriors.com. Anything else before we wrap up the day?
I think we got it all. Actually covered a lot. I think we got it all. I'm trying to think. I mean, we're in that. So, okay, I got a couple things. One, we haven't, and it's been requested to me, we haven't done our high school wrap-up.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that the other day.
You know, we need to find time, or we'll find a slow day and do that. And then I keep pleading for this because I think it'd be fun for you and me to go back and forth of our top 10 college football storylines in the state of Oklahoma. Because there are a lot of storylines with OU and OSU, and of course we'll have Eric Morris on with us on Friday. So maybe we'll talk to him first, and then maybe we'll get some more top 10 that pop up in our mind. Anyways, that's all I got.
Okay.
This week sucks. It's 5 days. It's not like 4 days like last week. I literally thought it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's only Tuesday. Oh, boy.
Okay.
And then big tournament at the end of this weekend. Oil and gas. So you thought Oklahoma City was busy. Elk City's got to get busy.
Basketball team camp for boys. We got all the softball.
Next week is the girls team camp in town.
Any reports from yesterday, speaking of high school basketball?
I didn't seek any out. I talked to a dad, but it was unrelated.
Okay.
There's some interesting, there's some like camps that are happening where you're getting some matchups between teams that you would think you'd see like in Tulsa.
Right.
At the name escapes me. The big tournament over there.
Tournament of Champions.
The Tournament of Champions, or at the Birth of Frank Teague or something like that. That's what's cool about camps, is that some teams out there, some schools are challenging each other, like iron sharpening iron mentality.
Which is what this time
That's
is
the
all
idea.
about.
Yeah. You're not winning state at team camps.
And you're also not getting knocked down in the rankings.
No. If anything, you're exposing yourself, and you're getting yourself out there. Maybe somebody hasn't seen your team yet.
That's right.
I remember them from team camp.
Or even if they don't see it, just get reports about how it went.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a great Paul Jones Drug Tuesday. We will be back tomorrow. Eric Morris on Friday, 9:30. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Don't forget Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Do yourself a favor, watch it. Text us what you thought.
Yeah.
Skinny on Sports on the Sports Channel. You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Cow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.
That ball is blistered around.